I am here today with the one and only Bill Mattar. So one of the areas we want to kind of dive into first, your beliefs around advertising. And I share this from the perspective of the majority of law firm owners will never build a brand to the size that you've built. Why do you think that is?
I don't think people understand really the power of a brand. And I think a lot of times people do not distinguish themselves from anybody else. And so one of the things I did early on is I made the decision to focus in one area of law. So we focus on motor vehicle accident cases. And so we're able to distinguish ourselves from a general injury firm or just a general practice firm. That alone is so powerful and strong, and that people don't think about that. You have to think about how you can distinguish yourself. You need to build your firm to be different than other people you're competing with. Otherwise, you're competing on the same level. One of the things that we're able to do early on is we tracked things 15, 20 years ago before people really cracked what was going on. And we were able to see where things were working well and where things weren't. So one of the things that happened, we built our firm using telephone books. And then we tracked everything, not just the calls, but actually cases. And it became very clear that phone books were dead. I'm pretty sure we're the first major law firm in the country that just pulled out of phone books all in 1 year, 100% goodbye. And we took all that money, and we were one of the first firms that went and really spent a lot of money on primetime television to build brand and get ourselves really moving in that direction.
On that perspective, and so many of the lawyers I've interviewed, they got in at the right time on TV. I see social media right now as kind of a similar thing. It's a little harder though, because you can't just spend money on it. People want to connect with people. So how do you see the emergence of social media leveling the playing field, or will it?
I'm all in on social media. I believe social media is one of the next things that law firms and lawyers have to master. We've built out an internal team. I think we have 7 people in-house just helping us with our social media. And it's a lot of work, something that everyone has to be looking at.
The most successful law firm owners, I believe, demystify the intimidation of a lawyer. And you've seen this in TV, and it's about creating that same effect it seems on social media.
Correct. And you're trying to get people kind of looking at the back, who you are personally, in the behind the scenes, and they just want to be able to understand that you're a person, and you have to be able to make yourself a person. And we've done that very well with regards to our television commercials. Lucky we just got our second Golden Gavel Award at the Trial Lawyer Summit, and we've been thrilled. That's our 30-second commercial, but that kind of just makes me look like a person, and I'm there for my clients, and those kind of things are wonderful. There's a little self-deprivation in those commercials, and we try to do that on our social media also. But everything we do, we're not trying to be too stuffy.
Right now, when you look at the whole legal landscape, what do you see as some of the biggest trends and things to be aware of that are coming around the corner?
It seems that there's going to be non-lawyer ownership that is going to be flooding a lot of money into the legal space. I think in many ways that could be a good thing, but the problem is the people that are bringing that money and they're going to want to buy a part of your law firm are very sophisticated, smart people, and the odds are it's not going to be a great idea necessarily.
Would you say artificial intelligence poses a threat from a general perspective, and then from a specific perspective as to the replacement of the need for lawyers?
I don't think you're ever going to get rid of lawyers. A computer can't go into the courtroom. There's been companies out there already that do non-law firm companies that kind of provide legal information. It's not taking the majority of the work. Now, it might help streamline law firm. Our law firm, we're all about technology, becoming more efficient, being able to do more work faster, better. And so you have to be able to do that. And I think those are going to be tools. I don't see, at least in the next 15 years, that making, changing the platform tremendously.
From a business perspective, there's a lot of lawyers who go all in on the lawyering. They decide to go all in on being the craftsman of the law. Most lawyers don't actually make the decision to scale a practice, to make themselves duplicatable from a legal services perspective and be in charge of the operation as a CEO. You are, a classic example of a CEO that happens to be running a law firm Where did that start? Was there a moment where you were doing the lawyering, and what was that experience like? Was it an experience?
When I first started our law firm over 35 years ago, we were kind of a full-service law firm for a few years, and I kept on narrowing down what we were going to work on until we were doing motor vehicle accidents. I got to a point that I was good. I was able to do a great job helping my clients with that, but I learned that I was able to find people that were better at certain aspects of that. And so I thought it's just bringing people that are fantastic, better than I could ever be in certain things, and then fill those spots. And so it makes the whole firm stronger and better.
If you look across the business decisions you've made, is there a set of principles, kind of rules you always come back to in business that have served you well?
The number one, and probably the thing that is the biggest limiting factor for me, is I will not do business with mean people. I will not do business with people that I perceive as not being honest. I'm in a bunch of different businesses, digital marketing to telephone numbers and real estate, but you have to trust those people. I can sometimes get into a business venture with somebody and you give you the sense that they're not being honest and trustful. You got to get out of those relationships with those people as fast as you can, because it's just going to get worse.
Well, appreciate the time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
really,
so much.
An honor to be able to speak with you.